Hey guys, Breezy CPA here, your certified public accountant, back with another video, keeping you up to date on the latest accounting news and trends within the industry. We're going to be taking a look at this article that I found here saying that Deloitte slashes hiring as firms live in fear of more tax raids. This is coming out of the Telegraph in the UK. The accounting giant announces cutbacks as bosses at Labour's annual conference warn that nobody is investing. So what's going on here with Deloitte? Deloitte has slashed hiring and cut back on promotions for its most senior staff as it warned an economic slowdown was harming the UK investment. The accountancy giant revealed on Tuesday that it has reduced the number of new recruits joining the firm and promoted fewer managers to partner level amid continued economic headwinds. So we've been seeing this uncertainty and inflation within the economy in the US, the UK, Europe, and basically worldwide. And it's taking its toll not only on the accounting industry, but other major industries like the tech industry, the retail industry, manufacturing industry. Every industry is being impacted by the uncertainty within the economy right now. And there's a lack of investment as a result. The move by the Big Four accountancy giant comes against a backdrop of weak growth, high inflation, and increased negative business sentiment ahead of its budget on November 26th. So there's this overall negative sentiment when it comes to the future of the economy and this uncertainty. And this is leading a lot of these accounting firms like like Deloitte and PricewaterhouseCooper, who also mentioned that they would be reducing the number of college graduates that they would be taking on. KPMG and Ernst & Young as well said that they would be reducing the number of employees that they have as a result of investing more in artificial intelligence and seeing how that plays out in the future. So we have an economic uncertainty, we have inflation, we have lack of investments, and we have this new player now with artificial intelligence where a lot of these firms are investing a lot of money in AI in hopes that they can replace regular people with AI in order to reduce their costs. My opinion is that in the long term, this is not going to work out for a lot of these firms. The low-level, entry-level positions of data entry, they may at some point be replaced by the artificial intelligence, but you are also always going to be needing that human touch within these accounting firms. So if they over-invest, if they overcommit to these new AI systems and basically get rid of all of these valuable employees that they have, as well as the large number of retiring baby boomers from the industry in the future that will be happening within the next 10 to 15 years. We also see a reduction in the number of accounting major students majoring in accounting and students taking the CPA exam. So this is all going to come to bite them in the butt in the end, in my opinion. Right now, we're just seeing a bubble, a blip on the radar screen. And this is just a downturn that is being experienced by a lot of different industries, not only the accounting industry, but don't worry if you are thinking about getting into accounting. I foresee that in the future, this is going to change as everything levels out. As it does, we always have ebbs and flows within the stock market, within every industry. You see these fluctuations, and right now we're in a lull, in a blip, and a period of uncertainty. But this is going to change in the future. So, what is happening here with Deloitte? They say it's dismal. As one of the business leaders said, the threat of more to come has left many living in fear of what's around the corner. Nobody is investing. They're incapable of cutting public spending philosophically, but they can't raise taxes and have economic growth at the same time. So we see that governments are trying to increase taxes, but also increase economic growth. And that's a difficult thing to do. Deloitte cuts back. So Deloitte cuts highlight some of the malaise caused by the new policies. As one of the country's largest professional service firms, it has a significant impact on the economy and the thousands of small enterprises that it serves. Annual results showed that the group hired just 3,160 new staff for the year ended May 2025, which is a 7% decline on last year and 53% cut from 2023's intake. So we're seeing a significant decline in the number of new staff that is being hired here by Deloitte. A 7% decline for this year and a 53% decline from 2023's hiring. So that is pretty substantial as far as the number of accountants that they are taking on. Fewer senior managers were also promoted, with 60 made partner last year compared to 80 in 2024 and 100 in 2023. So not only are we seeing fewer new staff being hired here by Deloitte, but we're also seeing fewer managers being promoted within the firm itself. With a cut from 60 this year from 100 in 2023. So that is a 40 fewer people, 40% decline there in the number of managers that were promoted within the firm. Firm-wide promotions as a whole were also cut from 7,400 to 6,800. So not only the managers aren't getting promoted, the lower level staff is also not getting those promotions as well. And this is a result of that uncertainty. They're also investing in the AI. And I think this is going to come to bite them in the butt in the future because if you're not promoting people, guess what they're going to do? They're going to go and find something else to do. And if you are not raising salaries or being competitive in the marketplace, people are going to go and find something else. Maybe right now, with the economy and the state that it's in, they don't have the opportunity to do that. But once the economy shifts and things get better and more opportunities are more prevalent, then if you don't stay competitive in the marketplace, this is not going to have a positive impact in the long term for these accounting firms. The chief executive at Deloitte said geopolitics and continued economic headwinds meant that many organizations have been carefully managing their costs and delaying certain investments. In light of this, we have had to review and make changes to the shape of our firm, but we remain resilient with notable client successes across the business. Of course, they're going to say that they're doing all right. Deloitte reported a 1% fall in revenue to 5.6 billion, a sharp downturn in sales from its consulting arm, which contributes half of its annual revenues, drove the decline. So there's been a sharp downturn in sales from its consulting, which has hit Deloitte's revenue pretty hard. Profits rose by 789 million because of lowered costs, while partners took away an average of payout of 1.05 million, up 4% from 1.101 million last year. So despite the fact that they had a fall in revenue, they did see profits rise because they cut the amount of people that they promoted and salaries as a whole with fewer hires. So the partners still got a 4% bump in their average payout for the year. So of course, partners are always going to make sure that they get paid out no matter what happens, whether there's a downturn or an upturn, they're going to get their money. So sharp reductions in the size of Deloitte's entry-level recruitment schemes have also contributed to the reduction in the firm-wide recruitment efforts. The firm took on the smallest cohort of new graduate interns and apprentices since COVID, recruiting just 1,900 new hires versus 2,150 last year. So reduction in the number of new hires. The slowdown in revenues was mainly driven by a 10% slump in sales from Deloitte's technology division, which is focused on selling advice on IT system and its largest individual segment of its business. Lower revenues from Deloitte's tech-focused consulting arm were partially offset by a 7% increase in sales from its tax and legal division and a 3% rise in sales from its audit business. So we're seeing that the tech arm of Deloitte here suffered a decrease in business, while the tax and the audit portion rose a little bit in order to offset that. So retailers warn of price rises, underscoring business fears. Ms. Reeves said that imposing further tax hikes on businesses would lead to higher prices. Retailers continue to absorb higher costs as much as possible and deliver value to customers. Any further tax rises in the upcoming budget would keep shop prices higher for longer. So there's concerns about whether the further tax increases come as business confidence fell 42% in September, according to Lloyd's Bank Business, down 54% from a month earlier. So we're seeing this lack of confidence within the economy as a result of this inflation. This is impacting the number of new hires within these accounting firms, the number of promotions within the accounting firms. But don't worry, the partners are still getting their high payouts. So what is the moral of the story here? Basically, in my opinion, this is just a adjustment period when it comes to the economy and the accounting industry as a whole. A lot of these industries are experimenting with investing and testing out AI and seeing what it's capable of and seeing whether or not they can reduce costs by replacing humans with artificial intelligence. This is not going to happen in the future. Basically, as we talked about in previous videos, the lower end jobs, the entry level jobs, those may be the most impacted by artificial intelligence in the future. But taking over the consulting and the high level positions within these accounting firms, that's going to remain jobs for regular humans. And it's only a matter of time before these accounting firms get bit in the butt if they invest too hard in AI while neglecting the human component that will, in my opinion, be the most vital to their success in the future. Otherwise, it's going to lead to a catastrophic failure if they're going to be strictly relying on artificial intelligence to carry them forward. So it's only a matter of time that we're going to see how this plays out, and we will see if I think that these accounting firms are going to realize very quickly that they are going to need to be competitive with the pay that they give to accountants. Again, we have a decline in the number of students majoring in accounting, a decline in the number of people sitting for the CPA exam. If you're interested in learning more about accounting, sitting for the CPA exam, getting into accounting, now is still, in my opinion, the best time to do it. Just like in the stock market, when you invest in a stock, you invest when that stock is at the bottom and you sell when it's high. So right now we're in a lull when it comes to the accounting industry. Large numbers of baby boomers retiring from the profession. We see that these accounting firms, the big four, are investing big in artificial intelligence. This is going to come to bite them in the future. So now, in my opinion, is the best time to start studying, get into accounting, and when you are finished with your accounting major, with your exams, this will all be leveled out, and I think you'll be ready for that upswing within the accounting industry that I'm pretty certain will come in the future years. So let me know what you guys think about these the cutbacks from Deloitte and the other big four. Do you think that this is something that can be sustained for the future going forward, or do you think it's going to come to bite them in the butt and that they're going to need to make changes in the future? Otherwise, they cannot continue going forward under these terms, because people won't stick around if you're not promoting people with jobs, if you're not paying them accordingly, and if they have better options, they are going to be exploring those options, in my opinion. So thank you guys for watching. If you're interested in learning more about accounting, studying for the CPA exam, make sure to visit breezycpa.com. Use promo code breezy20 to get 20% off your courses. Thank you to all the new students. Thank you to all the new subscribers. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.